Randy Orton has officially made his big return, and plans are already being teased. We'll also check out what's new with his superstar leaving and some big new roles. Starting things off with Randy Orton and his big return to Smackdown. Prior to the January 2nd edition of the show, Randy Orton had gone missing from television since October, and his absence was extremely noticed by fans, and everyone had been asking about him for months. Well, the January 2nd edition of Smackdown finally gave us Randy's first appearance in a very long time. Randy Orton made a surprise return to confront The Miz and deliver an RKO to him. And although fans were very excited to see Randy Orton again, fans were holding their breath a bit there after the return segment because no one really wants to see Randy get into a 9-month-long feud with The Miz. So a lot of fans are hoping that this wasn't the return plan for Randy Orton after all that time away. But thankfully, there was a backstage segment later in that night that cleared up Randy's new direction even more. Randy approached Cody Rhodes backstage and continued to do the same action he's been doing for a few years now, and that's staring at the Undisputed title. But instead of just quietly staring at it like he's been doing since 2024, Randy finally directly addressed it. Randy said that following the 3 stages of Hell match between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, he'll be coming after the Undisputed title himself. So this brief segment provided a big relief for fans that were worried that Randy was entering a long feud with The Miz. It looks like that interaction between Randy and The Miz was just a one-night thing, and Randy's first real story back will be an Undisputed title feud, which is absolutely amazing, and that's what fans want to see. Randy did technically get a shot at the Undisputed title last spring against John Cena, but that story was a real blur and went by way too fast to even really soak in and appreciate it. So that's what makes it seem like such a long time since Randy's been involved in the world title scene. The last time he even held the title himself was way back in the days of the Thunderdome era in 2020. So for Randy's last world title reign, fans were not even in attendance for it. That's how long ago it was. Randy may be a veteran, he may be one of the older guys in the locker room, but a lot of fans appear to be on the same page of wanting to see Randy involved in the world title scene again, and judging by this backstage segment, the fans are going to get what they want in 2026. It really does look like this is the year where Randy focuses in on crosshairs on the Undisputed title and relentlessly comes after it. Plus, like we mentioned earlier, he's been staring at the title on Cody's shoulder for 2 years now, so it's finally about time that he stops staring and starts taking some action. Randy's putting it out there that he's got next, but Randy also did make it known that he believes Cody will retain against Drew, so in Randy's mind, he's getting ready to respectfully take on Cody Rhodes and take that title away from him. There's a lot of talk and rumors going on right now about Roman versus Cody being the main event of WrestleMania 42, but if there's any other match out there that could be just as big as that match, it's most definitely Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Roman versus Cody has a lot of story behind it, no doubt about it, but you can also strongly argue that Cody versus Randy has an even deeper history and story behind it. Cody and Randy were involved in each other's businesses way back in the late 2000s. So much history there. It's the ultimate mentor versus student matchup. And with the right storyline and the right build-up, Randy versus Cody will no doubt be a solid Night 2 main event matchup at WrestleMania 42. Randy versus Cody is most definitely a WrestleMania-worthy program, and maybe they've been saving it all this time for that very reason right there. Saving it so that they can feature this feud on the WrestleMania stage. Randy's a strong opponent for Cody Rhodes to face at WrestleMania, but if they do go down this route, it'll sort of be like last year where Cody versus John Cena was the rumored main event, and everyone was wondering how this would work, since they were both babyfaces at the time. Well, we saw the answer to that. They turned John Cena heel, and then that gave the matchup a whole different dynamic. So you kind of figure that they would have to do the same sort of thing for Cody versus Randy. Can't really go into that match with 2 pure babyfaces. Someone would have to turn heel. And the most interesting part about that question right there is that it could go either direction. They could both have strong cases for turning heel. With Randy Orton, we know his past. We've seen him at his most evil over the years. Everyone knows that side of him is in there and could come out at any time. Especially when the desire to be the Undisputed Champion is so strong there. That could really fuel Randy's evil side to come out. Similar thing for Cody Rhodes, even though we haven't seen a heel version of Cody at all since he returned several years ago. But what if we see a lot of little instances that show us that a dark side of Cody Rhodes is most definitely in there and appears to be slowly coming through the cracks. So that's why when it comes to predicting who would turn heel between Cody and Randy, it's kind of unpredictable because both doors are definitely open to go either way. And speaking of a potential heel turn for one of these two men, how could it happen and what could turn out to be the big reveal? Well, that's where the Jacob attack could come back into play. That backstage attack happened a very long time ago, but it'll be addressed when Jacob returns, and we will undoubtedly see a reveal for who did that to him. So that could be a major event that could be used to turn either Cody or Randy. Maybe Randy opens up about being behind the attack on Jacob. He admits that he did not enjoy people cutting in front of him in line for the Undisputed title, so he brutally took Jacob out to further clear the path for himself. That would really show us how serious Randy is about getting the title back. And it would also be a grand reveal that Randy has already been quietly in the dark side for a few months without anyone knowing. And maybe that's a big kickoff event to this heel run from Randy. Or you can also use it for Cody Rhodes. Cody's been acting strange lately, so maybe he felt like Jacob was getting a bit too uncomfortably close to the Undisputed title. Cody felt a bit threatened, so he struck first and eliminated Jacob out of the picture. And it was Cody that's been keeping his actions a secret this whole time. So it's a feud that has a lot of people's attention right now. A lot of people are talking for Roman versus Cody, but there appears to be a lot of things already in place that would make a Cody versus Randy feud just as exciting. And again, it could all come back to the attack on Jacob and how they handle that reveal. Because if it was either Randy or Cody, that reveal is going to kick off a major heel run for either of those two men. So be on the lookout for that huge feud taking place this year, and possibly even including a lot of twists and turns. Smackdown and the entire company is reportedly losing a key superstar, and that's Tommaso. According to reports, Tommaso is not expected to reach a new deal with WWE and will be parting ways with the company upon his contract's expiration. Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae have already started making SmackDown appearances without Tommaso, leaving fans to believe that we might have already seen his final appearance. DIY is officially no more, and Johnny Gargano appears to be now in the singles division. Big rumors and reports are going around also for Kit Wilson's usage. There is reports making waves right now that Kit Wilson could be used in a similar role that Heath Slater was used in back in the day, which included Heath Slater coming out frequently to run his mouth and how a surprising superstar or even a legend came out to shut him up and take him out. So there's some word on the street that Kit Wilson could embrace this role. He'll continue to come out and run his mouth, and it could be a big name coming out for a surprise appearance to take out Kit Wilson. So it would be great to see if they give Kit Wilson the same act and role going forward. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.